Imagine this. You're thrust into a world where nothing stays the same. One moment, you're navigating the neon-lit streets of a futuristic city, and the next, you're slashing through a medieval castle, sword in hand, facing dragons. What if I told you this wasn't just a dream, but the reality of split fiction? In this co-op adventure, the rules are constantly changing, pulling you and your partner into a dizzying array of environments, each more mind-bending than the last. It's a game that doesn't just ask for your attention, it demands it with every twist and turn. But here's the catch. It's not just the world that's shifting, it's you. Your grip on reality begins to blur as the line between the virtual and the real disappears with each new challenge. You start to wonder, what's the true cost of the worlds you create? And when everything around you falls apart, who do you trust? Split fiction forces you into a struggle that's not just physical, but psychological. The deeper you dive, the more it grips you, testing not just your skill, but your very sanity. With every puzzle, every twist, it feels like the game is asking, are you sure you're ready for what comes next? Buckle up, because this isn't just a game, it's a battle for your mind. And once you're in, there's no turning back. The game concept and core mechanics. Split fiction is not just another game. It's a wild ride that keeps you on the edge of your seat, always guessing what's coming next. At its core, this is a cooperative adventure game that can be played both locally with split screen and online, offering the flexibility to play with friends no matter the distance. Whether you're sitting next to your buddy or teaming up across the globe, Split Fiction delivers an experience that thrives on collaboration. The story revolves around Zoe and Mio, two authors who couldn't be more different. Zoe crafts whimsical fantasy worlds filled with magic and mythical creatures, while Mio's expertise lies in crafting gritty, futuristic sci-fi tales filled with technology and dystopian visions. Together, they are dragged into the very worlds they've created as a result of corporate interference gone terribly wrong. This unique setup serves as the backdrop for one of the most dynamic and genre-blending gameplay experiences you'll ever encounter. One of the standout features of Split Fiction is how it constantly shifts its gameplay style. Each new level introduces an entirely different genre, taking you from high-octane cyberpunk cities to epic fantasy realms, all while maintaining a tight co-op focus. You might find yourself battling robotic enemies one moment, only to swap roles and fight mythical beasts the next. These seamless transitions between drastically different settings and gameplay mechanics keep the experience fresh, challenging, and completely unpredictable. And the game doesn't stop there. It takes things to the next level with its innovative crossplay feature. That means, with just one copy of the game, you and a friend can jump into the adventure together, no matter what platform you're on. Whether you're on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, Split Fiction lets you experience the game without barriers. This pro-consumer feature is something we don't see enough of, and it makes the experience even more accessible and fun for everyone involved. But what truly sets Split Fiction apart is its ability to blend the boundaries of genres in a way that's never been done before. The game isn't just a co-op adventure, it's a celebration of the medium itself. Each shift in gameplay, whether it's switching from high-speed vehicular combat to intricate puzzle solving, feels natural and fluid. The game demands adaptability from its players. One moment you might be strategizing with a partner to take down a massive boss, and the next, you're solving puzzles that completely change how you interact with the world. The pacing, the world building, the constant shifts, they all combine to create an experience unlike any other. In short, Split Fiction is a game that never stops surprising you. It's fast, it's innovative, and it keeps pushing the boundaries of what a co-op game can be. And as you jump between the worlds created by Zoe and Mio, you'll find yourself not just playing a game, but living an adventure. The twists, the challenges, and the constantly evolving nature of the game ensure that you're always on your toes, ready for whatever comes next. Creative gameplay and design. One of the most striking aspects of Split Fiction is how it constantly keeps players on their toes. The game's design doesn't just rely on shifting environments, it also introduces new mechanics and challenges. at every turn, making each level feel fresh and exhilarating. It's a roller coaster ride through creativity, where the twists and turns don't just change the visuals, they change how you play. Every scenario is like a new chapter in a book you can't put down, and as you progress, you never really know what's coming next. What makes Split Fiction so special is how seamlessly it blends different genres and gameplay mechanics. One minute you're battling cybernetic enemies in a futuristic metropolis, navigating through tight corridors and trying to outsmart AI opponents. The next you're flying through space, dodging asteroids while engaging in high-speed dogfights. And if that weren't enough, the game can switch gears again, throwing you into a fantastical world where you're wielding a sword and fighting medieval monsters. Each transition is so smooth and natural, you can't help but be swept up in the experience. The game's pacing is meticulously crafted, ensuring that each new environment or mechanic never feels out of place, no matter how different it is from the last. Then come the moments that will have you gasping in awe. You'll experience wow moments, those unexpected gameplay shifts where the game throws you into an entirely new challenge or scenario without warning. These aren't just gimmicks, they're pivotal moments that redefine the way you interact with the game. Imagine racing through a narrow canyon with your partner, only for the game to shift into a completely different gameplay style, where you must solve a puzzle to advance. The shift is so well timed that you don't miss a beat. It's like the game is anticipating your every move, adapting to your skill level and pushing you to think in new ways. But it's not just about the shifts themselves. It's the attention to detail that makes them work. The environments are crafted with such care that each transition feels like a natural evolution of the story, not a jarring change. The art direction, sound design, and mechanics all come together to create a sense of immersion that pulls you deeper into Split Fiction's world. As you travel between different genres, the shifts in tone, visuals, and gameplay mechanics aren't just there to surprise you. They're there to make you feel like you're part of the adventure, fully invested in each world you enter. The pacing of the game keeps you engaged from start to finish, never allowing you to get comfortable for too long. Just when you think you've got the hang of one type of gameplay, the game switches things up and challenges you in new ways. Whether you're solving complex puzzles, engaging in epic battles, or simply trying to stay ahead of the curve, Split Fiction never lets you settle into a routine. Each level feels like an exploration, an adventure you don't want to end. The beauty of Split Fiction is in how it consistently keeps the sense of wonder alive. It's not just the environments that are full of surprises, it's the way the game keeps you guessing with every action, every challenge. The experience isn't just fun, it's one that you'll want to share with others, making it something that feels all the more essential. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the chance to experience it for yourself. Story and characters, hits and misses. At the core of Split Fiction is a narrative that feels as if it's ripped from the pages of two contrasting worlds, one full of magic and wonder, the other steeped in technology and futuristic dread. The story centers on Zoe and Mio, two authors whose creations have come to life, thrusting them into the very worlds they've written about. Zoe, the fantasy writer, has always dreamed of dragons, kingdoms, and enchanted lands, while Mio, the sci-fi author, has woven tales of high-tech cities, AI overlords, and galactic warfare. When corporate meddling traps them in these alternate realities, the two must navigate their creations, forcing them to confront the power and responsibility that comes with being creators. There's something inherently compelling about this narrative. It taps into a deep, universal theme, the interplay between creation and creator, art and artist. What happens when the worlds you build are no longer just stories, but realities? Split Fiction takes a hard look at identity and control, making us question whether we truly hold the reins of our own creations or if somewhere along the way they start to control us. The narrative explores the weight of these questions without being overly preachy, allowing you to draw your own conclusions as you journey alongside Zoe and Mio. However, while the theme is rich and thought-provoking, the execution of the characters can be a bit hit or miss at times. Zoe and Mio are undoubtedly interesting in their roles, but their personalities can occasionally feel flat or inconsistent. Some of the dialogue, too, leans toward the cheesy side, which may pull you out of the immersion during certain moments. It's not that the characters are bad, they're simply not as fleshed out as they could be. Zoe can be a little too idealistic, while Mio often feels like the stereotypical sci-fi character, and their banter doesn't always land as intended. Yet despite these flaws, there's something endearing about them. Their growth throughout the story, particularly in their emotional arcs, helps you connect with them in ways that surprise you. What split fiction excels at, however, is creating emotional beats that resonate, even if the characters themselves aren't always fully realized. There are moments of genuine vulnerability and heartache that cut through the occasional clunkiness of the dialogue. Without giving too much away, there are scenes that will leave you thinking long after the screen fades to black. It's in these moments that the true power of the narrative shines, when the story goes beyond its plot and speaks directly to your own experiences and feelings. Ultimately, the story of split fiction is about more than just Zoe and Mio. It's about the journey of creation itself, the joys, the frustrations, and the unexpected consequences. It's an exploration of the role of the artist and what it means to lose yourself in your work. And while the characters might not always hit every note, the underlying message about the creative process and the power of imagination is enough to keep you invested. If you're someone who enjoys stories that challenge your perception of art and identity, split fiction will definitely leave an impact. The emotional highs may not always be perfect, but they're more than enough to carry the narrative forward in meaningful ways. So, while the characters might not be flawless, the story itself is still a powerful journey worth experiencing. It's a reminder that even in imperfect creations, there can be moments of true magic. And as Zoe and Mio struggle to understand the worlds they've built, you'll find yourself pondering the power of creation and what happens when those creations begin to take on a life of their own. Final thoughts. Is it worth your time? After hours of diving deep into split fiction, it's clear that this game is more than just a passing thrill. It's a truly unique experience. The innovative gameplay, the constantly shifting environments, and the seamless co-op mechanics all come together to create something that's not just fun to play, but impossible to predict. Every level, every new challenge feels fresh, making you constantly wonder what's coming next. From flying through space to battling dragons in a medieval world, split fiction constantly reinvents itself, and that's something that most games don't even attempt. It keeps you hooked, always wondering how they'll top the last moment. Sure, there are some minor flaws. The characters could have been a bit more fleshed out, and some of the dialogue leans a little too far into the cheesy side at times. But even with those small hiccups, the overall experience shines. The emotional beats, the narrative about creation and identity, and the sheer fun factor make split fiction a standout in the world of co-op gaming. You may not remember every line of dialogue, but you'll remember the moments that made you laugh, gasp, and maybe even reflect on what it means to create. So, is split fiction worth your time? Absolutely. Whether you're a fan of co-op adventures or just someone looking for a game that pushes boundaries, this one delivers. The creativity, the design, and the heart of the game make it something you don't want to miss. But what do you think? Have you jumped into split fiction yet, or are you planning to? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. There's so much more to talk about in the world of gaming, and I can't wait to bring you more content. See you in the next video. If you enjoyed this review and want to dive even deeper into the world of gaming, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more content like this and bring you the latest reviews, first impressions, and gameplay breakdowns. And don't stop there. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts on split fiction. Have you played it yet? What did you think of the crazy genre shifts and co-op gameplay? Or maybe you're on the fence about diving in. Let's talk it out. I'd love to hear your opinions and experiences with the game. Also, if you want to stay up to date with all things gaming, follow the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We've got a lot more reviews and gameplay guides coming your way, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of the action. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.